Alrighty.
Attackers incoming. Escort the payload.
Forward, my friends! Barrier activated. That's the best you can do.
Alright. So you got some a lot of already minor issues have already cropped up. I'm not sure how significant each one is individually, but together they're not good. So first you come out this door, right? Not a lot of reason for this, unless you expect to get spawn camp. And if you just have a guy up here looking spawn camp, you, like the Rein and Sig in the back, like, oh, not an issue, right? You just come out, or you come out. If you see that they're close, you come out this door, right? If you see that they're far, right, you know, it doesn't matter. Just take the fastest route to the cart you can, right? So once you get to cart, right, you have cart as cover, right? You have this wall as cover, right? You can actually get shot through this bush. Careful. But you need to just chill, and not use your shield, right? The more shield you use, the less shield you actually have when you need it. So you want to get through this section of the cart without using shield pretty much at all, right? You want to get the cart to here without using shield. Maybe a little bit early on, but after that you just want to stop using shield entirely. And then once you get there, you know, use your shield to like fight, right? So you're 900 shield, so you've already burned about half your shield. It's understandable, it happens, right? But now you're in a situation where you need to fight, right? So you should fight. Just go and swing at them, right? Just Rein pins past you, right? And you take this as license to pin, right? But why don't you just like turn around and like go hit him, right? Right? He's deep, right? He needs to get out, right? You just turn around and you smack him, or you shield him off, right? So you can't get help if if the enemy team's running like an honor or something, right? You can like just like put up your shield, you stop them from healing him, right? And you kill him eventually, right? Turn around and finish him off. Or you just like go and fight him, right? Turn around, he's deep, right? He has to get out, right? You hit him. But like instead you pin, right? This pin, you not only do you miss it, it also puts you out here where you're no longer in the fight, right? So you don't get anyone with a pin. It takes you out of the fight. It puts you in a relatively vulnerable position where you just have to kind of hold your shield up and try not to die, right? When you can always just take advantage of the fact that this guy already made a mistake and you just go hit him, right? Don't overcomplicate things, right? This is best just to... Yeah, so the Rein gets out pretty much scot-free. Or not scot-free. Might even kill him, right? Like, imagine if he just swung at him, right? If he just swung at him from the start, he would have just died. I'm gesturing at my monitor, you can't see this, but... just keep it simple, right? Alright, so I know you want to push the Widow, right? You gotta address your off angle, for your flank first, right? If you're getting shot on the side, especially when you're not getting healed, right? You can't do that. You just gotta chill and wait. Generally speaking, the one pushing the off angle should not be the Rein for this reason, right? Because if your Sig is pushing this off angle, right? Dead? Oh, he's right here, right? If your Sig's pushing the off angle, he puts a shield up, right? Shield off the Widow, and then he shoots these people, and he feels pretty good about that, right? But in your case, you need to like stand cart, right? Well, somebody needs to move cart, and you'd much rather be you than the Sig, because the Sig is much better at this, right? Because if you walk up, like shield these guys, you're burning shield, and you're not actually doing anything back to them, right? You're just blocking the space off, right? And space is good, but the problem is like your team can't really use it because they're walking cart, right? Cart still. So you much rather the Sig do this and you play cart, right? Like you're just like chasing these people down, and meanwhile your team is like fighting a cart, right? If you're just smacking these people, this wouldn't happen if you were here and the Sig was here, right? So you just need to like play here, and if they try to contest cart, you walk at them until they stop trying to contest cart, and you play. But then you like back up to cart, recharge your shield, right? Or you get up, or you push them all the way out until you like, so you wait that we can hold a forward corner, right? But you need to start a cart initially, push out from the cart, right? Right, so now you're back to cart. Okay, so monkey's behind you. You know this, right? Yeah, solve your problem in the backline first, right? So because you took a step too far and you were kind of didn't actually block very much damage. You blocked like 200 damage and you took like 300 damage. So like your blocking was kind of sus in terms of like timing of when to angle your shield. But because you end up you took a couple steps forward first before you tried to back up. You almost died like while they were killing the monkey, right? So just like while the monkey's in, right? Like the monkey's on a timer, right? You just need to back up a little bit, play it safe, play behind the cart, right? Hold your shield up, right? Team will deal with the monkey, and then you can walk out, right? But until that's done with, like, you're not gonna have any help in the backline, right? Like, the entire time you got no healing, and it's not because like your healers are bad. It's because they're fighting the monkey. So yeah, just gotta chill out. That's an awkward time to drop shield, but it's not really your fault. Hanzo shouldn't be relying on your shield. Or if he is, he should be telling you. Like in a competitive setting, they'll ask you not to drop shield. In ranked, I just have to guesstimate. Yeah. Oh, this pin. Yeah, it'd be kind of nice to have pin right now. Are you going too deep? Back for this? Not? Don't be afraid to shatter this, by the way. Just for even like one kill. Kill's good enough usually. See, this Sig is just ulting for one kill, right? Shatter's a lot cheaper than Sigil. I encourage you to solve problems without using charge. Charge is not a bad ability, but you gotta like not charge all the time. So like here, for example, right? Instead of charging at the monkey and praying that you hit him, you can just walk at him, and throw a fire strike. And if he jumps away, then you pin after him so you can chase him down, right? But the problem is like you burn pin, then he jumps away, and you're like, oh crap, what do I do about him, right? So like try and solve problems without using pin, so that way when you need pin, you have it, right? Like for example, like pinned in super awkwardly, you backed out because you you pinned in like here or something, then you backed out, holding shield the whole time, and you took a lot of damage, and then you're on a nano you, and then you're like, okay, I'm really far from everyone. How do I get to them without pinning, right? Because you no longer had pin, right? Always keep that in mind. Like if I pin now, what happens afterward, right? And that guy's trying to pin a monkey. Who'd already been in your backline for a while is rough because he's going to have his jump and he's going to jump out, right? So you want to save the pin for after he jumps, so you can chase him down. Also, if you hear Widow grapple, just put your shield up. Doesn't really matter what's going on, just like don't risk it. Right? Alright, we know where Widow is. Ulted. Fine, just hold it. So whenever you can't do anything, right? Like you're getting sick ult or something, especially if and you have full shield, just put up your shield, right? There's no downside. It'll prevent things that you don't expect, like random follow-ups, right? So for example, like when Ana throws a nade from an angle you don't see, you put up your shield, you still have a good chance of blocking it, right? Just nice block. Feel free to shatter that. Walk past the shield so he can't have it. Yeah, so if you walk past the 6 shield and that means he's going to be recalling it, and you've got a full second which you can shatter him for free, right? Especially if you block his stun. Right? And don't overcomplicate shatter, right? Yeah, one-man shatter, totally good enough. Killing a Sig, hard enough as on its own, right? So make it complicated. That fire strike is extremely dangerous. Okay, so there are only a couple buttons that Rein has that are very committal, right? So if you think about it, his primary fire is cancelable, right? His shield is cancelable. But fire strike is not cancelable, pin is not cancelable, and shatter is not cancelable, right? So all those like important cooldowns are uncancelable, right? They're very high commitment, right? If you charge, you're locked into the animation, you're locked into the trajectory, you can't shield, and you're also moving, which generally is towards the enemy team, right? But charge is very risky. Fire strike is kind of the same deal, except it's shorter, it doesn't move you, but it does lock you into an animation for a second where you can't shield, right? So that's very risky, especially when here, you're 200 HP, right? And you're being shot at by 3 people, right? Be very careful about just throwing a fire strike like that. It'll get you killed a lot. Right, now you're like, your Ana is forced to nade you instead of just healing you normally, because you're, instead of missing 200 to 300 health, you're missing 400 to 450 health, right? Actually 400 to 500 health, I forgot about the buff, right? Missing almost 500 health there. So your Ana feels forced to nade you instead of just healing you with 4 shots, right? And now you don't have aggressive nade for, say, like a pin play right now, right? If you had pin, you could just go in and expect a nade follow-up, right? Oh, you almost got her. Yeah. So that entire play happened without a nade because you forced a nade, right? Um, and again, you just like you play main tank, you need your team's resources. The less you force like badly, right? Then easier it is for the more resources your team have to give you during key moments when you want. Also, again, you should just use your shadow on something. You've had the shadow forever. Right, you just recalled the shield, right? You got stunned. Put them a shield down, so don't shatter this. Kill them. Now you can shatter if you want. You don't need to though. Your team already used 2 ults, right? But I'd like to point that this Ana has already nanoed you twice, right? And you haven't shattered once. Yeah. Shatter more. Again, is pinning the answer there? Probably not, right? You didn't need to pin, right? You just need to get into the room because this is a closed box. He has nowhere to go, right? Walk in the room, hold it down, and he can't get past you, and you kill him eventually, right? Keep walking in this general direction, don't let him pass you, right? Actually need a pin to do that. Alright, so I know there's stuff going on in your backline. People are probably calling it. That's not your concern. This is your concern, right? Ana's about to like run face first into a Roadhog, right? You got cart, so your Ana can play somewhere else. Yeah. Again, do you need to pin to do something to this ball, right? What happens if you pin this ball, right? Does he even die? I don't even know if he dies, right? You don't need to pin this. It's just kind of like there are pins that are good, there are pins that are bad, and there are pins that are okay, right? This is like there's an argument for it, right? This pin, there's kind of an argument for it, but it really errs on the side of not doing anything, right? While also just burning your cooldown. Also, to get to this point in the cart, right? You can shatter through the cart. It'll go underneath it. Like shatter here, you catch both tanks. Fine. Or you swing out here, you shatter this side, you catch the soldier in the also totally fine. You just need to shatter something, anything, right? And get a kill off it. That's all that really matters. Yeah, so you get a one-man shatter, right? On the tankiest person here, right? It's Tog, who has the highest health currently. And if he wakes up, he can heal himself, right? If he doesn't get... So, like... I know he just said anything, but you need to shatter a little bit more than this guy, right? This guy's the worst possible target, right? Like, you were over here, right? You saw people on your left, shattered them, right? Came this way. Your angle was such that you could get both of them, right? Shatter that way, right? But you do need to shatter more than one person that's not Roadhog. Because he just... I mean, he took no damage, right?
My ultimate is ready.
Right beside you.
Don't worry, my friend. I am your shield.
Big ante. See, this is a place. There's an argument for pinning now, right? Your team's got a big advantage. You get a big ante, right? Your Reaper's in, right? It's like found someone to pin at and pinned at their general direction. It would probably be an okay pin, right? Maybe not the best, right? But it would still be like there's a reason for the pin, right? You gotta take your time to aim these pins too. A lot of times, like this pin is like well timed, right? They're all grouped up, like they're kind of like in this weird cubby, right? Your team is like collapsing around them, right? You know, like keep them stuck in here and start swinging damage, right? But pinned in like between them all, right? Like there's no way this pin actually connects. Like you just look at it, come over the cart, right here, and you just pin in between all of them, right? Just a super low percentage pin, right? Like if you want to pin, like try to line up with them, right, and then pin from here. So like, so first of all, if you want to pin, generally speaking, it's easier if you jump before you pin because it'll mess with your angle a bit, and it might confuse it. Like you want to pin, right? Instead of like jumping over the cart and then like or something coming around, I don't know. Instead of like coming around this corner and then just like getting in their face and pinning, like you get here, and then you just jump up to the left and pin, and you'll probably hit somebody, right? And either way, you force them deeper into the corner, right? And you get big swing damage, right? And you'll be fine, right? You guys have no damage now. But this pin is just like did it in their face, instead of just like jumping on the corner, right? And you also just didn't aim the pin, so now you're in the middle of everybody, or you just like kind of go in between, right? Like. Hey, Josh. Nice. Alright, so I know you want to shield the Widow, but like when she drops, you can just like rest your shield. Like just stand around the corner. Not gonna kill anybody. Just save your shield. And like you're not finding time to charge your shield. Using a lot, shielding off this Widow and then this. And you're just gonna run out of shield. Right? Your shield's breaking. This is 100% avoidable. Right now, instead of like pushing the cart, right, with high shield, while their enemy's backing out because they burn a lot of resources and your Reaper's going in, right? Instead of doing that, you have to wait and hide and wait for your shield, right? So, whenever possible, you want to preserve shield so that when you actually need the shield, it's ready. It's the same thing with charge, right? You don't want to charge all the time because when you actually need the charge, it'll be on cooldown. Right, so now you're pushing with half shield. Alright, there's an incredible shatter here if you're going to take it. Alright, so you gotta remember, that against a ball hog comp, they have no shield. They have no answer to shatter, right? So the only thing that holds you back from finding like just ridiculous shatters against this comp all the time is that they're usually very, very spread apart, right? They're going to be spread apart. They're going to be playing high grounds. Their DPS are never going to be with their team, right? It's just hard to shatter these people, right? But if you look, you come around the corner. And they're all here. All of them, right? Except the Widow, who is here. But can't do anything about the Widow anyways. It's kind of not your game. It's super non-interactive, right? But if you come around the corner and they're all here, like just take the shatter, get whatever kills you can. This is 1, maybe 2 kills, guaranteed, right? And you win the fight, right? You're done. You're done your job, right? But like, don't overcomplicate things, right? You come around, like, all here. This is the one good shatter you're probably gonna get this game. Instead, the Soldier Visor gets a kill. We're still chasing the ball now. This is a sad day. This is an okay pin. This is actually like a decent pin. It's like you're over here because you're chasing the ball, right? And now you're in a situation where like you're completely out of the fight. So in order to get back to the fight, this pin is totally okay. There's not a whole lot that can punish you. And yeah. Okay, there's a Widow with walls there. So let's just chase it down. Oh, goodbye.
This is not your time.
That pin's okay for the same reason, right? It just gets you in there faster. That's your priority, really. Shatter's good, right? You get a kill off it in the fight, right? Get a free pin. Force the beat, right? That was a great shatter, right? You just need to. That's how you kind of need to think about shatter, right? That was second shatter, right? Just like as soon as you can find somebody you can kill, especially against this comp, right? That cannot shield your shatter, but are never going to play together, right? Take the shatter and kill them. I know why you pin at this diva, but again, the backline problems, like we talked about in second, are usually not your concern. Right? You need to emphasize this, right? This is your problem. This is not your problem. Even if you pin this diva, killed her, right? That's still like about like I don't know, 10 seconds ish at least, where you won't be on cart, right? It's like in terms of like pinning up there, killing her, and then walking back, right? And that's again, this isn't the priority. Diva is not going to frag her back your backline by herself. Even if she does, kill them first on point. Right? Even if she gets even if her backline gets literally no help. Like, you can think about helping, you can throw a fire strike, right? But you need to play cart. Cart is your home. Like, you're just totally out of the fight. And not only did you like not kill her, right? You also missed your pin. So instead of pinning this spot, right, you pinned over here. Now you're way out of the fight. This is like 15 seconds at least. The team is probably going to cap either way. But like, definitely could have thrown that there. Like, someone could have touched. It could have gone bad, right? Visoring now. On, but
Pathetic.
Pathetic.
Score 0-3. Switching sides. Initiating match.
Alright. Head.
Ready for battle.
So I'm gonna summarize things I'm seeing real quick. So that way we can talk about other things, kill things, or like if they continue, trends continue. So number one thing is use your shadow more aggressively. Like you're building it reasonably fast. I know you want to play aggressive, and the way to get kills is Rein is shadow fast and then killing people with shadow, right? Shadow more aggressively. Find anybody you can kill and kill them, right? Shadow is not actually a very good ultimate because of the shadow nerf. So it's hard to like the 6-man shatter. Even if you get it now, is not even that good, right? It's still good, right? But it's not like you can go kill them all by yourself, right? So if you can get 1 kill, 2 kills, absolutely fine. Just use shatter on cooldown, essentially 4 kills. And trust me, at this rank, every time your shatter's up, you'll be able to find somebody to kill. It's not difficult to find people who make mistakes, right? Shatter them, you kill them. It really doesn't matter, right? Don't make it complicated, right? Pin. For pins, you need to stop pinning on cooldown. Or not necessarily on cooldown, but like, you need to, a lot of your pins so far have been like very questionable. In terms of like, they take you way out of position, or you just pin for not a lot of reason, right? So we, especially the very first pin, right? Like the Rein pin behind you, and instead of just hitting him, you try to pin his team and you missed, right? And now not only like did you not kill someone, Rein lived and you were stuck out here, right? So like don't overcomplicate things. If you can hit someone, hit them, right? If you can pin them, then you can pin them, right? But like don't force the pin when you can just hit them, right? You know? Solve problems with like your things that don't cost you anything, right? Like so swing doesn't cost you much, and shield doesn't cost you much. So you solve problems with these two things as opposed to like pin, right? As much as possible. And finally, I think those are the 2 most important things. Actually, I'll just leave it there. Oh, and preserve shield. If you don't have to hold shield. Yeah, like we talked about in Hollywood, right? It doesn't matter if like you hit that pin, right? On that Rein, I don't remember you a couple weeks. But it doesn't matter if you hit that pin, right? You're still gonna die, right? You're still way out there. You need to go for that pin.
4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
Nice.
Stop the pain.
Fine, you're just waiting. Alright, so you want to, especially when nothing's going on, you pretty much want to throw your Fire Strike on cooldown, right? Good, but you want to do this early. Alright, so if you see that Rein, I know you weren't him, but you heard him, right? Like pin, and then you come around the corner, he's not there, right? If you see that happen, just like run to a cart real quick and stop it for a bit. They can't stop you, because like the Rein's not there, right? Take all the free space in the world. Yeah, so this is good. You just come to point, stop it, and now you leave as soon as he comes back, right? That was really good. I don't even know if you did that consciously. Yeah, Fire Strike comes down. That pin was okay. It wasn't the best, but it was okay. It's fine, there's a 6 shield behind you. You have Shatter already. You can just Shatter anybody. Nice. Nice pin. You live. Shield up, shield up. No! Okay. Living. Alright, we're chilling. We're chilling. This pin is a little questionable. Kind of a YOLO pin. And now you're just kind of stuck in their back line. Alright, that was kind of a mess. That entire like minute-long sequence, running around their back line trying to chase people and kill them. Not a whole lot to talk about there, to be honest.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
It was kind of just you being a maniac and not dying for it. Which is always fun, but
Heroes never die.
usually not the optimal way to do things. That'll Lucio especially. Out of the coalescence. Alright, so first you overextended really hard, right? You generally don't want to fight around here. And look where your team is. Like, where this guy is. Where this guy is, right? Like, just fundamentally, there was no way for you to get any help here. So this is just too aggressive. You're team is dying out here, right? Like, really, in reality, you shouldn't be any further. Rather just be like, like, sure, your team can fight here, right? But unless your team is fighting here, staying here by yourself as Rein is suicidal when your team's back here. Right? Play here because that's what you idea here. Play here. Play here or back here or something. Until your team is ready to fight. Coming to you. The reason why I was saying get out of the Cole is Cole. But in reality, like, probably not the best fighter because okay, so the Rein just pinned, so try to hear something. That's a big kill, but it doesn't look like your team's gonna be able to best. Alright, so same idea. You're too close, right? Back out as soon as that pin ends. Yeah, so if you think about it, is that pin necessary? Probably not. Why couldn't you just hit him, right? You want to pin there? If he tries to pin you, right? Counter pin him. Yeah, right? If he doesn't do that, right? Hit him. Got it. Okay. Where does this pin put you? Right behind the cart. Get help from behind the cart. Yeah. Did you pin? No. Also, where's the rest of your team? Get them over here. Taking an aggressive fight in their spawn right now. By ourselves. Probably not. Even if we got the kill, right? Even if we get rocked out of the stun, might even kill them. Okay. Even if we killed the Moira, right? Spawn is right here. Spawn is all the way back there. That means we're giving up cart all the way up to here for free, right? Pressure. In fact, you might even end up by the time you actually get to fight, it might be here because you're trying to control. Your team back up because then your team back out and retake controls. Fight realistically might even happen. This is could potentially happen as far back as here, and at best here. Just for this, right? Just for a Moira. It's not worth it. And you didn't even get the Moira. Right, and now you died. The Rein gets a free shatter on your backline. Right? Backline's still fighting without half their team. Without half the backline. Now you can do that. Pin is fine. This pin is great. Why is it great? Because the whole enemy team is dying. Your team is winning. It's pushing. This pin is amazing. Amazing kills. Fine. You can even keep going into their spawn. They're all dead, right? You can go in their spawn and chase down the widow. You have to back up. Your brig win. Not much you can do about that. If this is complicated, you could go in there and help her. See what that Rein does? Pins for no reason, and he dies for it, right? Don't be that guy. Like, would it have killed him? It's like walk at you and swing, right? There was almost no like if he pins you, that's equivalent to right. It's actually less damage than force swing now that he's been right. So actually with minus R, same damage. Force swing. No, it's more damage. Force swings is more damage than a pin, right? Swung at you twice, takes almost no damage, right? And he gets half of a pin's worth of damage for free, right? Like. There's no point in pinning, right? Like, just bad. Pinning is good for burst damage, it's finishing kills, good for move, right? But if we don't want those things, this pin's good. Why? Because we're winning or we're rallying, right? Like, you probably should walk forward early. Pin is totally. Okay, I was about to be very concerned about you. Oh no. Alright, later.
I'm on fire. Better stay out of
But we still want shorter pins when possible, right? So if we go back a bit, so instead of pinning here, instead of if we can't get the Moira, we like pass this way, and if we want to end we want to make sure we get a but this is definitely not the place to finish a pin. Very unfortunate. It's a little bit of an unlucky here, but at the same time, like at a certain point, right, pin is not likely to hit someone. Don't stop the pin short. Stop it. Call it quits.
Watch out!
I'm on fire. Better stay out of
How do you do something?
My ultimate is charging.
So quick tip, by the way, you can hold spacebar, pin's ending, just while you're pinning, and you'll do like a hop at the end. Wow, look at this Rein's incredible pin. Look how useful that pin is.
See.
Hide behind cover. Right, again, take our time with pins. If we really want to pin, make sure we actually like aim the right spot. Oh, this is okay. So, in general, chokes are really good. The enemy team bottled through, hit them all at the same time. Sending past chokes is really bad. So you're giving the same advantage to the enemy. Look at this, nasty choke. Got it right. The enemy team pushes. Great to swing at it, which is really that when the enemy team try to go for the shadow, you swing, block, and it, like starts swinging. But if the fight's not settled, right, your brick died and then he runs low, but like he's backing up, right? Very, very careful. Extending through the choke, we're going to pay for it. Cost of going through. If you're not going to secure a major advantage off of it, it's bad. So careful, just like walking through here, especially when they like got a big concave around you. Just really, and get very little off it, and you're probably going to die. Might live. Yeah, okay.
60 seconds.
Definitely wasn't. I guess that works. This pin's fine, because again, you need to get back to the fight, right? Probably should have fire strike
30
first.
seconds remaining.
With nano, I charge um nano shatter plus fire strike got squishies like 205 damage if you shatter before the fire. So, nano. Right, so just throw a fire strike at one of these squishies around, preferably the more is kill him, right, and then go for the.
30 seconds remaining.
Where it gets out because of that.
Keep the head. Let's take this
Kind of abandon your. Alright. Didn't want to go out this way, but it's good that you're using. Oh, it's not the pin. Where's the fight happening? Here, okay? Someone touches, and you end up here, and your team loses. That's on you. Unless you're 100% sure that the only touch is someone you can pin. Stand here, wait for them to come hammer, right? Kill them all. It'll be great. You'll get gold damage, right? It take a little longer, but that's totally fine. You don't have to fall just to get. Better. Fire strike. You can animation cancel a swing. Get the hit into a fire strike, and you get another swing. Get like maximum possible damage in during better. Swarming gold damage out here. Great. Oh, okay. Again, if you hit this pin, where does it take you? The ball stays here. Take you. It takes you here. Here's the fight over here, right? This pin. This pin is really bad. Right? Stay in this area, fight here, and just hold M1, right? You just tape down the button and stand on top of the cart. It really, again, don't complicate things. Keep it simple. Right? If the ball's sleeping, right, then you can line up a pin on him for free, right? Like, up on this side, so I can pin this one. That way, when I land the pin, I'll still be right next to the cart. Or you can just like pin, like angle the pin, and it's a guaranteed pin. You can take it. Time to set it up, right? But otherwise, just take down the M1. Really that simple. Killing Lucio is actually your response. You just stand on top of the cart and you swing. Eventually you kill. Killing Lucio is actually a pain for a lot of. You're having a lot of problems just hitting. Alright, and you win, right? You just held down M1, you got gold damage probably, and you win. So, to summarize, gotta stop pinning. Gotta have a good reason to pin, and you need to know where your pin have a purpose. It needs to, like, have a reason. Evaluate your afterwards. Pinning, because you pin, right? You have a problem. Also, take the time to aim your pins. A lot of times you pin because you're trying to pin without, like, see this blob of people, kind of like, I'll just pin in the general direction, I should hit one, and all of them, right? Take your time your pins, make sure they're aimed, make sure they're well, at least thought out, right? Then second is, I think that's actually the big, getting better about using your shatter, and it's a lot easier on you to come to you. Offense, like, them, and you shatter whoever you can. You sit in the cart, you wait for someone to come to you, and you shatter whoever, like, is, for more personal agency, the outcome, right? You shatter people that you can kill, right? Not just your team. You shatter people that you, that way, and afterward, like, okay, so you can kill someone with your shatters, shatter as much as you can. I can guarantee you, someone, like, by the time you get shatter, someone will be, shatterable, probably worth it. Shatter on cooldown, find someone to kill, without a good reason. If you have any questions about any of that, please let me know. I'll end the